Charlamagne, was your wife exuding big back behavior when you continuously and publicly cheated on her for years and she still took you back? Just hilarious, were you exuding big back behavior years after breaking up with Country Wayne that you continuously talked about the man to the point of he has to go on another man's podcast and tell you to leave him alone?
What negative comments have hurt the most, I guess?
The ones where they say, she did this for clout. This is not the way to get clout. Because you are literally opening up yourself, and again, you're being vulnerable. Those hurt. The ones that talk about the fact, and I know people have seen this, she does not look like what a VP would date. And it was a woman, it was a TikTok creator who was talking about my looks. And then there was a very famous personality that called me a big back, talking about my weight. And so it's things like that I'm like, Jesus, I can already admit I'm self-conscious, as a heavier woman. I feel like how I look should not dictate whether or not I deserve. That was disappointing, and it was hurtful, especially the one that was the more famous personality, because again, I'm more than just my weight, and not to mention me, that it's hard. I will admit this. I appreciate when I've met both men and women who have said thank you. Because for me, it's like, okay, I know I'm getting attacked, but it did help somebody. When I hear someone that said, girl, I watched all 50 parts, I genuinely am humbled that someone took 500 minutes out of their life and watched the story that I went through. And my prayer is that, again, if there is a woman or man who's like, I want to be married, I want kids, I want this, and I need to have it right now, and something's wrong. Yeah. But you're afraid to investigate because you're afraid that you might be wrong. And it's like, I'm here to say, look, it costs nothing to verify. But if you don't verify, honey, it may cost you everything.
Okay, so T.S. Madison threatens Charlamegne for his big bad comment.
Oh my God, no.
Yes, that's what I said. I was like, oh my God, you should be real scared. Last week, I reported on the viral TikTok series "Who the F Did I Marry" by Ressa Tessa. And for those who may not be familiar, this is the woman who had an exclusive series on TikTok to share all the lies her ex-husband told her and how she believed them. Charlamagne shared his opinion on the story when I reported it.
Man, I hear a lot of big back behavior. Does she have a big back?
She do give Sheila that was driving up the mountain.
Okay.
Yeah,
Sheila was beautiful though.
Yeah, no. You talked about the big back, not the face.
Yeah,
She's
right.
cool.
What's your thing with big back?
No, I'm just saying, because in a situation like this, some of you big backs, y'all got to stop being so thirsty for a man. There's a man out there for you, okay? This woman believed all of this because she wanted to believe all of this. Big back belief isn't like everybody else's belief, okay? She said it herself. He said everything I wanted to hear. She wanted to believe whatever was coming out of his mouth because she wanted a man so bad.
And then I seen him, and he actually looked like her. But what's interesting is
he had a big back too?
No. I couldn't see his back.
Okay.
We only saw hers because she was sitting in the car for the whole time she was talking.
Okay.
Sun up to sundown. It's a 52-part series on TikTok.
52 parts?
TikTok got parts?
I don't know. We seen Shalon Jackson, Monique's son. He did 20 of them, so she did 52.
Okay, maybe I don't believe it.
So, T.S. Madison, a self-proclaimed big backer, she publicly checked in on the rest of the big back brigade to see how she should respond, and she said, hashtag big back people, including me. Y'all letting Charlamagne get away with that? Or are we caving his face in? Let me know.
Whoa.
Yep, there was no LOL, there was no emoji, there was no nothing. First of all, why am I even talking to you? How you just include yourself into that? Now, if you were to say that to her, then what would happen?
Oh, they'd be calling for my head on social
What?
media.
I'm talking about social media in the streets.
Yeah.
In the streets.
Everywhere.
They ask for you to be canceled, suspended, and all
It's
that.
like, what are we even talking about?
Well, let the record show, I didn't even know the young lady had a big back. Okay, I just said it sounded like big back behavior. And I know big back belief when I hear it.
Okay,
that's all.
Well,
I don't know why the big back brigade was upset at me.
Well, I don't know how somebody just include themselves in it. Like, why are we?
I don't think she was serious, though. Was she serious? That sounded like
I don't see no LOL.
The beginning of it sounded like a joke to me.
Well, is she your friend? Did she call you up and say, I'm just playing?
No, I'm talking about the beginning when she said the big back people. What did she say?
She believes she has a big back. She said, hashtag big back people, including me.
Yeah, I thought that was a joke.
Are we caving in his face?
Yeah, don't do that, T.S. Madison. You know what I'm saying? Because, just said it. if I was to make a tweet about a transgender like that and end it by saying, "Oh, we caving their face in," social media would be calling for my head.
Yeah.
So let's play nice.
Absolutely.
Yeah, let's absolutely play
Let's
nice. But shit, that's crazy because that's gonna fly right up under the radar. Because I guess she could say that. That's crazy. I don't understand.
Like, wow, Charlamegne, I don't know. Maybe I'm pronouncing your name wrong. Because, wow, I apologize though if I mispronounce your name because, again, wow. I cannot believe this. I cannot believe Jazz. Like, I cannot believe this. She's literally the female perspective of a male. Really, she's enabling it without making herself look too bad. I found it really interesting how you guys flipped this thing to make it seem like, oh, well, you are wrong for saying that. But Charlamagne caused this. He caused this. He was not being mindful of the things that he was saying, knowing that they hurt, okay? And Jazz, you saying she's cool. What the hell is she's cool? What are you saying, girl? People have been talking about your nose, your hair, how thin you are as well. People have been talking about you being with a married man and you're still talking about him to this day. Too, the fact that he had to go out and clear that because you keep on talking about him and the two males who are just as bad because they are both the cheaters. They've been lying to their partners. So do their wives also have big bad belief? I don't know. Because you doing weird things and then when you're called out you want to look like a victim. I'm shocked and surprised. The fact that at first when I saw Jazz and I was like, okay, maybe she's trying to keep the balance for the show. But please, guys, as women, we shouldn't be putting ourselves in situations of sort where you have to keep the balance of not looking too bad for the male and not looking too good for the female. You really need to stand by yourself because it shows that she herself does not even have a voice she stands in. She just sides in with whatever she sides in. And it's usually the male side. She's siding in with the male sides. And she's a woman. She's a woman, a black woman at that. Listen, that woman went through so much. You were not forced to read it. To listen to what she had to say. Her looks had nothing to do with it. Even with her looks, she could achieve half of the things that you could not. Okay? And I guess this is why some people are mad at her because with her big size, with not the attainable look, she managed to do the unbelievable that could not be fathomed in the minds of many. She went out and did her thing. And that's why you guys are mad. You're mad because she's not your typical bleached, botched, BBL, sucked in, tucked in personality. She went in raw with herself in a car, sometimes looking relaxed in her bed. Just, so when she was saying from sunrise to... It shows that people don't listen, don't watch as well. She was most in the car, doing her routine, sometimes in the house, sometimes on the bed, somewhere. She was literally everywhere. My goodness, Jazz.
Charlamagne, was your wife exuding big back behavior when you continuously and publicly cheated on her for years and she still took you back? Just hilarious, were you exuding big back behavior years after breaking up with Country Wayne that you continuously talked about the man to the point of he has to go on another man's podcast and tell you to leave him alone because he's happy with one of his baby mamas? And DJ MB, was your wife, your high school sweetheart, exuding big back behavior while you sat out here and cheated on her for years with Erica Mena and made her look like Boo Boo the Fool with 4 kids at home? Or are the words desperate and thirsty solely reserved for people that you three find unattractive? And by the way, I don't think any of you three should be the arbitration caricature of what beauty is. It's just very funny to me that you three would sit up in a studio with horribly reupholstered thrones. It sound like a bunch of white kids who buy up all the rap concert tickets, misusing slang in order to come down on someone who has publicly taken accountability for their oversights in their relationship. Listen, I don't think Risa Tessa cares that she's being talked about. I don't think she cares that y'all are calling her dumb because she has accepted that she made some missteps. But the funny part is y'all do not categorize yourselves or your wives as being desperate or thirsty. It's very clear you all have been bamboozled or been the bamboozler. It's just funny to me that y'all and so many other people think that fat people are not deserving of love. And because they're not deserving of love, you think that they'll do any and everything to get love. When the truth is, damn near everybody would do a whole lot that you wouldn't expect for the idea and the thought of love. The only reason why y'all are trying to hold Risa Tessa to some higher standard than the rest of you bozos is because she dared share her story.
I find it very funny how a man that is such a huge advocate of mental health can sit here and call Risa Tessa's experience as big back activities. Her experience of being with a pathological liar, clearly, allegedly, somebody who suffers with mental health, some sort of cluster B, narcissism, sociopathy, clear delusion. He will hear this story of a woman being a victim of this and reduce this experience to her weight. And how the only way a woman could experience this is if she is big back. A victim of psychological, mental, and emotional abuse. Make that make sense. Experiencing abuse has nothing to do with how you look, how much you weigh, or your demographic. And actively dating, seeking love, and wanting marriage does not make you thirsty or deserving of abuse.
Until we start demanding better than this type of entertainment, we are not going to get anything better. If we keep telling ourselves that we deserve this kind of commentary, then we'll keep getting it. And the irony is that he's talking to a woman, this Risa Tessa woman. He's talking about a woman that did not set high enough standards for herself. And so she ended up in this horrible situation, having to deal with this pathological liar, sociopath, whatever he is. And ironically, he's telling women, you have to set higher standards for yourself. Yet, he is the bottom of the barrel, as far as I'm concerned. This whole show is the bottom of the barrel, as far as I'm concerned, and I'm really surprised and disappointed that it still exists. And I don't like the idea that Charlamagne is trying to now rehabilitate his image and do things like political commentary and be a talk show host or whatever he's doing. I don't like this. I do not buy any of that from him. I just want something better for us than this.
Why are you guys so shocked that Charlamagne the God says something disrespectful about Risa Tessa? I'm not shocked at all. Charlamagne the God has been anti-black for the longest of times, bro. This man has predatory, disgusting behavior towards black women, bro. Or women in general. Did you not see the disgusting things he said and did around J-Lo, Mariah Carey, anybody with big boobs and a big butt? Charlamagne was acting real predatory around them. And I don't even want to talk about this man's charges because I don't usually go down that route. But you guys can Google that if you want. Like, I'm not shocked at all about what he said about Risa Tessa. He sat here and said that Risa Tessa is giving very much big back energy. That's exactly what Charlamagne the God said about Risa Tessa. And it doesn't surprise me whatsoever. Does not surprise me, not even the slightest. I would think somebody in the entertainment industry would literally have better jokes or better insults than that. But no, he's a middle-aged man still doing radio and still literally sitting here being anti-black and being very predatory towards women. So not shocked at all.
Can we talk about the big back comment that Charlamagne made about Risa Tessa? I think what bothers me more than anything is that he made it in front of a woman, just hilarious, who's supposed to be there, I guess, representing the female side or the female perspective. And it bothers me when these women get on these showcases, these platforms with these men, and instead of representing the women, they go jump right up on the bandwagon, participating in these big back jokes and all this kind of stuff, instead of as a woman sitting there and starting to talk about these little back men. You know what I'm saying? You sitting right there with a little back man and it had nothing to say about that. Just, yeah, well, she might have had a little big back. You know what I'm saying? Instead of talking about how, Charlamagne was a little back man where he had to get up on a big back woman like Wendy Williams in order to make it. Out here talking about big back women like a Nicki Minaj,
you know what I'm saying, in order to make it. All kinds of things. And, you know, it just bothers me when these women are supposed to have a platform to represent us, and instead they just, you know, get right along with these men making jokes of us instead.
For Charlemagne to get on the Breakfast Club and reduce Risa Tissa's experience down to quote unquote big back behavior is disgusting. It's not the first time, nor will it be the last time, where Charlemagne has done something despicable. Remember when Charlemagne used to sniff the seats of the celebrities who used to come into the Breakfast Club? He used to sniff the seats when they would stand up. The same Charlemagne who admits to have cheated on his wife several times throughout their marriage. And to say that in front of DJ Envy, who also cheated on his wife, and to say that in front of Jess Hilarious, who was dating a man who was married. What kind of back behavior were y'all exhibiting? To sit up there and try to shame this woman as if they haven't made mistakes themselves? Something glass houses, something throwing rocks. You would think for some people who publicly made mistakes in their own dating lives that they would show a little grace. But no. You get in front of a microphone and you forget that we know all of your skeletons too. Where's your 50 parts?